Credit Mark Mulligan, Houston Chronicle via AP. Houston Rockets guard James Harden. James Harden proved once again that Utah's vaunted defense was no match for him. Harden scored 41 points and the Houston Rockets sailed to a 110-96 victory over the Jazz in Game 1 of the Western Conference semifinals Sunday. Houston was up by 25 at halftime behind 34 points combined from Harden and Chris Paul. The Jazz, who didn't wrap up their first-round series with Oklahoma City until late Friday night, looked sluggish and struggled to keep pace with the top-seeded Rockets, who hadn't played since eliminating Minnesota on Wednesday. The Jazz tied for second in the NBA in the regular season by allowing just 99.8 points a game, but they failed to stop Harden in any of their meetings. Harden, who also had 7 assists and 8 rebounds, picked up where he left off in the regular season against the Jazz when he averaged 34.3 points, led by a 56-point performance in a 137-110 victory in November. "Their defense is really good, their defense is super," Houston coach Mike D'Antoni said. But James is James. Utah coach Quinn Snyder seemed at a loss as to how to limit the MVP frontrunner, who had the 6th 40-point playoff game of his career. "A special player," he said. "It's hard to give credit to all the things that he does. He just impacts the game in so many ways. You have to try to make it harder for him." It was Houston's 4th consecutive victory by 10 or more points this postseason, and the Rockets have won their 5 games against the Jazz by an average of 16.8 points. "We're different," Harden said. "We've seen so many different defenses throughout this year that have prepared us for this moment." The Jazz got 21 points each from rookie Donovan Mitchell and Jay Crowder while playing without starting point guard Ricky Rubio, who sat with a strained left hamstring. It was a significant blow after he averaged 14 points, 7.3 rebounds and 7 assists in the first round. The Jazz refused to blame their tough game on the fact they didn't have much of a break between the first and second rounds. "It's a quick turnaround obviously and there's some fatigue," Mitchell said. But that wasn't the reason for the performance. The Rockets had 10 three-pointers by halftime, led by 3 apiece from Harden and PJ Tucker. They finished with 17, including 7 from Harden, which tied his career high for a playoff game. The Rockets were up by 18 entering the 4th after Paul hit a three-pointer at the end of the 3rd. Utah scored the first 7 points of the 4th quarter to get within 86-75, but Harden made 3 free throws over the next minute to end the run. Rudy Gobert, who had 11 points and 9 rebounds, had a dunk after that, but a three-pointer by Harden extended Houston's lead to 92-77 with about 8 minutes left. Mitchell was shaken up when Eric Gordon stepped on his ankle as he drove to the basket with about 5 minutes remaining. He stayed on the court for a second holding his ankle before hopping up and walking gingerly to the bench. He remained on the bench for just a few seconds before returning and said after the game that he was okay. Both the Rockets and the 5th-seeded Jazz are in the semifinals for the 2nd consecutive year. The Rockets, who beat the Timberwolves in 5 games to advance, lost to the Spurs last season, and Utah was eliminated by Golden State. Royce O'Neal started in place of Rubio and finished with 4 points and 4 assists. The Jazz haven't said how long Rubio will be out, but multiple reports have indicated that it could be as many as 10 days. Joe Ingles had 15 points. Clint Capella had 16 points and 12 rebounds for his 3rd consecutive double-double for the Rockets. Paul finished with 17 points, 4 steals and 6 assists. Sports on April 30, 2018.